I thought we just go back and look at the top 10. I think we have a board here. We can show you what it would look like if the season ended today. Not taking into account all the tiebreakers, but this is what we have. NFL.com. It would be Niners 1, Browns 2, Giants 3, Colts 4, Bucks 5, Raiders 6, Jets 7, the Los Angeles Chargers 8, Bears 9, and Redskins 10. So here's what I wanted to do here, Buck. We're not going to throw players. We don't know who's in the draft. We don't have any idea what that's going to look like. But we do know who these teams are right now, in a direction, maybe a position or a need that they have that they could be going. So why don't we just rip through 1 through 10 here? Why don't you start us off with the Niners at number 1 and maybe a big need for them they could address?
Well, they got Jimmy Garoppolo, so that should take them out the quarterback mix. And really it allows them to go with best player available. I think they need an offensive playmaker. They need a weapon, someone that can change the game, be it at running back, be it at wide receiver. They need someone that can put the ball in the paint. And when you look at this team, I like Carlos Hyde. I like some of the things that he's able to do. I like some of the other players that have been able to mix in at running back. But they need someone that can help them have an identity, much like the Jacksonville Jaguars were able to go and get a guy like a Leonard Fournette that can give them that identity as a physical run squad. The San Francisco 49ers need someone that can make a play, and I think there may be some running backs available that can certainly change the fortunes of the franchise.
Well, you know the rules are. We're not going to talk about underclassmen and who might come out, but unrelated to that, 2 questions for you. In the movie Jerry Maguire, what did Rod Tidwell refer to money as?
I can't remember.
Anybody behind the glass remember?
I can't remember.
He called it the Quan, I believe.
The Quan.
The
Hit
Quan.
the Quan?
Totally unrelated
Yeah, the
question.
dance?
Hit the Quan.
Yeah.
Quan. Okay, so that was first Quan. Okay, that was the first question.
Okay.
Second question. One of my favorite basketball players. He played for the Philadelphia 76ers. He was a 6'5" power forward. Was awesome. Now he does TV for TNT.
Okay.
Charles.
Oh, okay, okay.
What's his last name?
Okay, so what we can play a little game. We can play a little game. Barkley.
Oh yeah, Barkley.
So we should hit the Quan with Barkley, and we may be in the right.
I didn't say
in the right.
Nope.
I'm talking about college players.
You're talking about college player.
You said maybe they need a running back though.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe a
All right,
playmaker.
we'll leave that there.
Here we go. Number 2, the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I'm going to go quarterback. I mean, same thing for them since 1999. Got to get it solved.
No, it's too high because right now they're sitting number 2. You know they don't like to pick quarterbacks this high.
They have to. With all the grief that they've got.
How many more quarterbacks can they add? They keep adding them every draft.
They've been
every draft they've
kicking
added.
this can down the road, though, not with a high pick. Look, he was their 4th pick last year, Kaiser?
Yeah.
They got 1 million picks.
Cody Kessler the year
You
before.
can make a case they should probably take a couple of them. Do the Redskins thing. Take 1 in the 1st, come back, take 1 in the 3rd.
Take 2.
Oh, yeah.
Double up.
Keep going. You're not going to be relevant until they get that position solved. I was on board with saying, okay, hey, let's try and get some infrastructure built here before we drop in the quarterback. But now's the time. You need to find one, and I think this draft will have some good ones. Has to be a quarterback.
I guess it just depends on what those quarterbacks do when they look at the board. You know, those quarterbacks have to make a decision on. It's the lottery. Yep. I don't know. Do I want to go to Cleveland? Do I look good in orange? Do I look good in orange?
Well, how about the Giants, Buck, number 3?
Oh, I think the Giants are a team that also needs a quarterback. When I look at Eli Manning, you know, he's nearing the end. He's nearing the end. And that light at the end of the tunnel is a train. And so I think they need to find someone that can be a young franchise quarterback, someone that can really take the baton from Eli and lead them back to the promised land. I think a quarterback is one of the top priorities for the New York Giants.
Yeah, I think a quarterback would make some sense. By the way, I was trying to think about this. Where'd Troy Aikman go to college?
Ooh, you know what? That would be a nice spot. That was a nice spot. You know, because they have nice gold helmets.
Yeah.
They have, like, the powder blue uniform.
What was the name of that school again?
UCLA.
Yeah, Aikman, what position did he play there?
You know, he was a quarterback.
Was he? Oh, interesting.
You know?
Did not know that.
There's some quarterbacks there.
Yeah, it's
UCLA.
unrelated. Let's go to the Colts here, picking number 4. A lot of areas. This is not a good football team. It's not a good roster. Could go in a lot of different areas.
You know what, DJ? This is a pick that I just got word. I think it's a buy one, get one free. I think we may give you 2 picks.
Really?
We may give you a bonus pick. They are so bad, they need multiple picks.
I get a lucky.
Yeah, it's coupon day.
Yeah.
It's like coupon day at the grocery store.
They could use an extra pick.
Double coupon
I
day.
think they're going to get one. I'm going to say edge rusher for this team. You go in a lot of different directions. Edge rusher, though, is something that they really haven't had a dominant guy since you look at the departure of Robert Mathis.
Mathis and
White
Freeney.
That they need to get back to those days. So finding a big-time edge rusher, man, that would be huge for this team.
Yeah, it would be huge. They need to get back to being able to get some stops. And a lot of it is predicated on number 12 coming back. If Andrew Luck is able to come back.
And is he ever coming back?
I mean, I don't know. This is a significant injury. I think it's time that they have to investigate that. That's a bigger question. But let's say he comes back, he plays to the level that he's played at. Say their offense gets on track. The big thing when the Indianapolis Colts were at their best, their defense was a team that played downhill, meaning they played with a lead. They were able to really throw those fastball pitches off the edge. They don't have anybody. They have knuckleballers off the edge. They need someone that can get home to the quarterback.
All right, let's go to number 5 here. Tampa picking 5th.
I think it's the same story. The Bucks, 7 sacks this season. They only have 7 sacks in 2017. I don't know much.
That's a half for the Jags.
Man, I mean, come on. Like the Jags have 32, 33 sacks. They have 7. I know they had Noah Spence, and they drafted him a couple years ago. They need to find someone that can be a dominant playmaker off the edge, someone that can get home, someone that can hunt. In that division, Drew Brees, Cam Newton, Matt Ryan, you got to be able to knock those guys off the grass. You got to knock them off the spot. They don't have anybody outside of Gerald McCoy that can consistently do that. They need to find a pass rusher.
All right, let's move to number 6 here with the Raiders. And when I look at the need for this football team, I think linebacker. Having some linebackers that can run and cover and can be difference makers, that can be blitzers, and just create some splash plays for this defense. They need a little spice here to this group. And you can make a case, okay, they've tried to address the secondary the last couple drafts. I think that second level of the defense, you look at the great defenses in history, have somebody patrol in the middle there, middle linebacker that can be a dominant football player, a game changer. That'd be a big need here for this football team.
I feel like Khalil Mack is at an indoor play space and he doesn't have any friends. I feel like he needs a playmate. Someone that he can play with, someone that can help him do something off the edge. Because right now, he's a one-man show. They need someone on their front line, a linebacker that can rush the passer, that can also be a stopper against the run. Someone has to help him out. I know they brought over Navarro Bowman. They need more people.
That teeter-totter is not so fun by yourself.
No, it's not, because he just stays down.
Doesn't really work.
Stays down.
No good. All right, let's go to the next team here.
The New York Jets.
Jets picking 7?
Look, I love Josh McCown and what he's been able to do. He's 38 years old. He has played. He's exceeded all expectations.
In almost every game.
I think this is a nice swan song. But they need to find a quarterback. When I look at Hackenberg and Bryce Petty and what those guys were doing in the preseason, I'm just not confident that either one of those guys is going to emerge as a viable option at quarterback. Let's see if we can find an answer. The next generation at that position at quarterback. See if we can find someone for Gang Green. They need a young franchise quarterback to build around.
All right, Chargers picking 8. Feel like the offensive tackle has been a need for them for a long time.
Forever.
Last year, they went and got 2 offensive linemen, really both interior guys. So Forrest Lamp, unfortunately, hurt in training camp. Dan Feeney played well the other day at guard. Now you got those 2 young guys. You could add a stud young left tackle to kind of grow up together. This offensive line could be one of the better offensive lines in the league in short order.
Absolutely. They need to find someone on the outside that can protect Phillip Rivers that also has the ability to help them run the football. If they're able to shore up that offensive line, you think about the capital that they've committed. Last year, they had 2 picks that they committed to those interior positions. Now, if they can find an offensive tackle, I think they're on their way.
All right, the Bears, Buck. This one's obvious.
Oh, it's obvious. They need to help their quarterback with more weapons on the outside. They need a wide receiver. I know a couple years ago they went and got Kevin White. We thought Kevin White was going to solve some of those woes. He has not been able to get on the field. At some point, you have to move on. Mitch Trubisky is the future. Well, the future needs someone that can help him. He needs someone on the outside that can make plays. They need a pass catcher and a playmaker.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Got to have somebody on the outside there. I like that offensive line. I think they've got the quarterback that they like. Got some tight ends. Need some wide receivers. Washington Redskins, I think we stay at that receiver position. Josh Doxson experiment hasn't really worked out. We saw the guys that left last year in Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon. Terrell Pryor still play for the Redskins?
I mean, he's somewhere out there.
I think he's on the roster.
He dresses out and he goes to practice, but on game day he is MIA.
Yeah, he's all about getting the ball to the backs and the tight ends in this offense. Need a big play guy on the outside. I like Crowder and what he brings to the table. He's a nice compliment.
I love him as the slide. He should be your number 3, but they need to find a number 1 and a number 2, someone that can really occupy those positions on the outside. Kirk Cousins has been able to do it with smoke and mirrors thus far this season. Running backs and tight ends. They need a playmaker, someone that people are scared of.
NFL Draft 2018. That is easily the first full chunk that we've allotted on the show to the 2018 draft. And Bucky, felt good.